Me and my brother Chris play half guard a lot. So once you're in the half guard, this is what you do not want from the person on top, right? Is he has an underhook. I can't really make any moves. Coach Connor is going to be able to do a lot of things, put a lot of pressure into me, open my guard, and then get to side control. So one thing I really like to do, and it works 95% of the time, depending on who you're going with, is what I call the John Wayne, like threaten sweep. So it's going to be like this. Connor's going to have pretty much a cross face on me, and he's not going to let me turn, because my goal is to be able to push away and get my hips away from him. But he has such a tight cross face that I can't turn onto my side. The key to half guard, and you guys always hear me say this if you've done my class, is you want to be on your side all the time, right? I want to be here, and then I can get this knee shield. Then I can start working different sweeps or submissions from here. But this is not where I want to be, right? And you do never ever want to accept this position. So if you ever hear Professor Mair say, don't accept, this is what he means by don't accept. I want you guys always to fight right when you feel like you're about to get in side control or your guard passed, right? I don't want, cross face. I don't want this, and then here, and then now you're like, oh shit, okay, I'm flat. Right away, if I feel him trying to pass my guard, I'm gonna go here, right? Right to my side. Even if I can get to my elbow, even better. But I'm not gonna lay flat on my back, because look, if I lay flat on my back, what do I have to do? Get to my side, right? So you might as well just eliminate that position right away and get at least to your side on the half guard. Always to your side, because you're never gonna be able to do anything on your back from the half guard. So I'll scoot this way. But say it does happen, tight cross face, underhook, he's on top. What I like to do is use this lever right here, right? I'll have my strong side. Don't remember this because I always use my bottom right leg as a half guard. I'll put it on top, and I'll put a lot of pressure on their calf. And what I'll do is just shift my legs from one side to the other, right? So if I do that, if he doesn't post out, then he's going to get swept, right? But if Connor feels like he's going to get swept, what's he going to do? He's going to post his arm out, right? So now look, I got this underhook, right? This is what I want. Once Connor feels this underhook, he's going to feel threatened, and he's going to try to come up. If he tries to come up, it's even better. Now he's giving me space, right? Now I have space, and then what am I going to do? Start scooting my butt out. This is the reason why I like to keep my underhook close and tight as possible. Because if I'm here and I get the underhook and I'm just right here, he's going to either fish back, or if I'm here, I'm not going to be able to scoot out if he comes up. If he comes up, look at my underhook's not, yeah, he can crush my underhook. But if he goes and he comes up, I'm going to follow him, right? I even like to, if I can get all the way to the back lat, it's even better for me. Right when I'm here, I'm going to switch my hook and then just come up to my knees. And he's already gonna fall over. If not, he's gonna fight me, right? And then I'll just grab the knee, and then now I'm on top. That's the reason why I like to keep a tight underhook, is to follow him coming up. So I'll go here. All right, I feel threatened. He has an underhook. This sucks. What I'm going to do is shift my knees enough where he posts his hand out. Once he posts his hand out, I'm going to shift back, and now I have the underhook. He's going to feel threatened, so he's going to start getting up. I'm going to just be attached to him. Once I'm on my elbows, this is good. I can even go here and just go into him on top. Hey, so if you notice that you don't need a lot of pressure once you have the right angle on the Americana. Like I said, the biggest thing is going to be almost his elbow. The further you can bring his elbow to his ribs, the better. And then you just need to lift up his elbow just a little bit if you're doing it correctly. So for some reason you can't get it. Another thing I like to do right away is I'm going to stay low, and then I'll start fishing for the collar. So once I start fishing for the first collar, it's going to be inside, 4 fingers in, right? So I'm going to open it up, 4 fingers in, and then I'm going to grab the outside of the fabric. Some people like to put the thumb in. on the other side of the collar, I don't. I go 4 fingers in and then grab. I like to just grab like this, just the outside of the gi, the fabric. So I'm here. The more deeper, the better, right? So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna start just moving my my arm to the other side. Once I have the collar, what you want to do is not like pull into you, I guess, because if I'm here, it's not going to be as fast. But if I get my forehead to the mat, it's going to be super tight. Like in order to choke Connor, I don't need. If I get my forehead to the mat, it's going to be very bad for him. So if I go, I'm going to just go here. So you want to keep it tight. You don't want to, kind of don't want to do that, or like pull in. So it's going to be inside. I want my forearm across his neck from the one that's the 4 fingers in. And I'm just going to go here on the outside, on the fabric next to his shoulder. So it's a little tricky to get it the first time. You'll figure it out. It'll take some repetition, but 4 fingers in, outside, and then it's almost just like my forehead wants to go to the center of the mat. Right? So 4 fingers in, we'll stay low. 4 fingers on the outside, grabbing pretty much right where the shoulder is, and I'm just gonna go up. I like to emphasize the 4 fingers inside is where you're gonna get the choke. All right, this is gonna help you bring the choke in to your forearm. It's gonna feel natural to go here and then just like go like that and like flare your elbows open. But you wanna really do is in, and I'm gonna keep my elbows tight into my body. Right, so I'm gonna go here. You don't see me flaring my elbows like this, right? It's gonna feel like you wanna do this and you wanna choke them. Sometimes you'll get it, but it's gonna take a little bit longer. Like I said, it shouldn't take my head to the mat to be able to choke them. I should be able to go here, and you see how my elbows stay into my body? You wanna in, I use this hand as the choking hand. This hand is gonna be what pulls your opponent into you to go with this choking hand. Right, in theory, I can just go here. Sorry. So in, here, not here. Right? Use your body weight as the choke. In, over. You see how fast that is? None of this. It's gonna feel weird, but trust me, in, head to the mat. And then a good point what Professor Mair brought up is like, say for some reason you do get your head to the mat, right? And I'm down. This also helps when the person is trying to buck off, right? I got my head to the mat and I use it as another post. So work on in, not out, right? It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a little weird, but use your body weight as the choke, not your arms. Cool? There's no use of having that deli hiva hook. So the deli hiva hook is gonna be here, and I want pressure when my knee is looking to the top and his knee's facing the other way. It's gonna be a lot harder for him to, because what he wants to do is square back up to open that hook and start to pass, right? So I'm gonna go here, up, and what I like to do is kick and pull at the same time. Even if you don't know what the hell you're doing, use this and you're gonna off balance your opponent, right? So if he's trying to move, right, I can keep going, kick, pull, use your legs to push away as well. Pull in, push away, move side to side, right? But the good thing about the deli hiva is I got 4 points of contact here, right? I got this hook, I got the pant sleeve, either the sleeve, or if you can grab a collar, and then I got the far side foot on the leg. So remember, always remember, when you have a good deli hiva, you want this, not here, open, because he wants you to open it, I want to go here, and I want his knee pointing the opposite way, your opponent's knee, depending on who you're rolling with, going the opposite way, right? And I like the sleeve, and I like the foot on the thigh, right? So that's kind of beginner De La Riva in a nutshell, right? You'll start to learn a lot of different entries and attacks from here. So what we're gonna do here is, I like to grab the sleeve. What I will do is kick away, and I'm gonna go to my right shoulder, or whatever your opposite De La Riva hook is on. So I'm gonna go here and pull, right? And then what I'm gonna do is shelf his leg on top of mine. Once I'm here, I'm in a good spot. Now I'm gonna kick over, get to this single leg X, right? Single leg X, super powerful. Remember, the one thing you gotta remember with single leg X is always squeeze your knees and always have a grip, right? If I don't squeeze my knees and I don't have a grip, he's gonna kick out. Always have a grip, squeeze your knees, right? Right when you go back to here, right when we go back and I get my single leg X, Connor's gonna stand up. Right when he's standing up, you go with the momentum, squeeze your knees, and I want you to shift your hips the opposite way. Come up. Keep this. He's gonna need it to get up. If I go here, scrambling, right? No scramble. I'm trying to keep everything as tight as possible. He's here. I go into this, pretty much the combat stance. So your basic armbar is something that we should know almost right from the beginning. What I like to do is, whenever you're in your closed guard, remember you want to stay your hips off the mat. I never want to be here. That means I'm just playing defense. I'm not going to be able to start attacking my opponent. I'm in closed guard. I'm just trying to defend so he doesn't pass my guard, right? Which is, should be the complete opposite. He's going to try to open my guard, and it's going to be very difficult for Coach Hunter to try to open my guard. It's going to take a lot of exertion from him, while I'm just using my legs and then my hands, right? And don't forget to use your legs when you are using the closed guard. A lot of the times you don't want to use your legs, you forget to use your legs, and it starts to open like this, and all you're doing is just kind of using your hands. So for me to use my closed guard, my hips and my butt are off the mat, or even on their thighs. And I like to stay active, because if it's down here, it's going to be a lot harder for them to move, and it's going to be a lot easier for him to open my guard if my butt's on the floor. So right away, I like to go here. I like to start crunching up and looking at my opponent. Right away, I'm going to start. I like to go 2-on-1 on the sleeve, and I like to go and cup over the tricep or the elbow, right? I like to keep this tight. What I'll do right away now is I'm going to put my foot on the hip, and I'm going to go kind of almost like a T to him, right? So I want to get complete as much sideways as I can, because it's easier to get my arm bar. So I'm going to go here, but I'm also going to use this foot to break down Coach Connor, right? Sometimes you're going to have to get a little aggressive with this, or if you don't, I'm going to try to arm bar like this, and it's not going to work, right? So here I'm going to go here, foot on the hip, break him down. Make sure the thumb is up, right? Thumbs up means good to go. If his hand's like that, it's going to be harder for me to finish the arm bar. I mean, I still can if I go that way, but really what I like to do is go here, thumb up, bite down, right? If you don't bite down in the head, he's going to just come back up, and he's going to come out. So bite down here, and on the back, squeeze your knees together. For the guys, you definitely want to squeeze your knees together, or you're going to be kind of hurting yourself, if that makes sense. So squeeze down, knees together, and literally, I probably barely have to move his arm in order to get a hyperextension. So squeeze right here, right? If you do not squeeze your knees, look how much, you know what I mean? So bite down, squeeze your knees together, and I barely have to pull down, right? So go one more time from the full closed guard. So here, 2-on-1, I like to go across the chest, over, right? If I can go even more this way, it's even better. Go here, break down. If you need to, you can push your opponent's head down, squeeze your knees, hip up. Be very careful with this. Like I said, it doesn't take a lot to hyperextend your partners.